Hey everybody, welcome to today's stream. Hope you're all doing good today. I'm running a little bit late, as you can probably tell, but it was one of those days, you know? So we're starting a little bit late, but it's gonna be fun, I think. We are gonna play with some mica colors. There's a lot of wine country colors that I haven't even tried yet. And I got a couple of new eye candy ones that I wanted to play with. One called Green Day and one called Beetle Blue. Who knows? It looks kind of fun. So the other thing that I wanted to do was, I'm going to switch to the overhead view here real quick. So you guys probably remember these, like the macro colors, and there's also, what was the other one called? Just like the holographic stuff, where it's like kind of like a, I don't know, these are a little bit more, less mica and more like a glitter. And one thing that I've wanted to do ever since I got my batch of wine country micas is to add mica with that kind of holographic stuff or whatever it is, the glittery stuff, and just kind of see what we can get. So I got a whole bunch that I haven't played with yet, and so we'll open it up to people if you want to pick. You can do the super chats and get in and like. It's going to be kind of weird because there's a limited amount of colors, but there is quite a few colors here. So you can kind of throw out like yellow or blue or whatever, and we'll just mix a bunch of things up and see, you know, if you want to add a little bit of the glitter or whatever, you can do it that way. So I thought it'd be kind of fun to just throw some colors together and see what we get with new colors to me, and I think probably to a lot of you guys too. So it should be kind of fun. Hopefully you guys will be interested in seeing what we get. So who was here first? I know I started everything up really late today. We had, Ed was here first, and then Gene and Mike McEwen. Nice. How is retirement treating you? And Ann's here. Who else? We got Lance. Nice. And I'm probably missing a few people. I'm just kind of scrolling here. Lelia, actually, let me ask you, is it Lelia? Is that how you pronounce your name? I want to make sure that I know so I don't mess it up in the future. I always hate it when people mess up names and all that kind of stuff. So I try to do my best when I can. Let's see here. Who else? Philip Danner's here. What's up, man? Jim Myers. Misfits here. Sweet. And Jim. Craftsman's Imagination. Nice, lots of people. So that's what we're going to be doing today. If you didn't see it earlier, I posted a video uncharacteristically on a Wednesday, but it is of the Christmas ornament, the challenge that I made. So here it is. I'm going to switch to the other view here, so you guys can see the finished results. But I got a video up, and I'm pretty happy with the video too. Really happy with this ornament. It turned out so good. I really like the hardware with this. This is a stainless bottle stoppers piece, and the blank is just wicked. I was a little worried about the green, but man, that green really looks good. Very Christmassy. The pine cones really look good. I like this one right here. I love that pine cone right there. So anyway, I will be sending that over to Turner's Warehouse very soon. I'm going to put a couple links up in the chat. I think they're already in, well, this one's not there. Here's a link to the video if you want to see that. Probably watch that later. And then here is a link to the Ornament Challenge contest information. So for anybody that doesn't know what's going on with the Ornament Challenge, it's being put on by Turner's Warehouse, and it benefits St. Jude. So the way it works is you make an ornament, you send it to Turner's Warehouse, they're going to take a picture of it, put it up in a Facebook gallery, and then I'm not entirely certain when the auctions and all that stuff begin and end, but they're going to auction those off. So basically people will go in and you'll find the picture, put a bid down there, and it'll be kind of like this running auction for a little, some amount of time. I'm not sure what the time frame is. And then at the end, whoever has the highest bid wins the ornament. And so the way it works is you're going to make the ornament and just give it to them, right? So you're not going to get it back. Somebody's going to buy it, basically. You know, the winner of the auction is going to get it, and then Turner's Warehouse will ship it to them. But all the proceeds from the auction are going to St. Jude. So a pretty awesome deal, and there are prizes up for grabs. A couple of different categories that you can enter. Just off the top of my head, I know there's a juniors category, which I believe is people under 17, the age of 17. There's a beginner turner, so I think it's like if you've been turning for less than 6 months, if I remember correctly. There's wood, there's acrylic, there is hybrid, metal, and I think there's one other one that I can't, oh, hollow form. And I think there were 7 different categories. You can enter, I think, 1 in each category if you want. So it's a pretty cool thing, and there's lots of prizes. So like the winners of each category, which I think St. Jude and like, I don't know, they're gonna have some impartial judges basically pick winners for each category. But then I think most likely there's gonna be extra prizes, and they'll probably just draw, you know, people like winners, whoever entered out of everybody that entered. And so it'll be kind of a fun thing. It was last year. So I hope you guys make an ornament. The big deal though is that you need to know, you need to have that ornament in Turner's Warehouse's hands by October 15th. Okay, so that's like the due date. And if you can get it done early, that would benefit them because they got to do a lot of work getting everything pictures and, you know, posted and all that kind of stuff. So October 15th, though, they need to have it in their hands. So pretty cool. So the video, there's the link, and there's all the information for the challenge thing. It has all the rules and all that kind of stuff. There's also an entry form that you need to fill out and then send with your ornament. So I'm going to be packaging mine up probably tomorrow and sending it down to them. So I'm pretty excited about it. I'm happy with how that turned out. It was really fun too. It was super easy. All I did was, you know, for anybody that didn't see the stream, we made a PVC pipe, you know, put pine cones in and then made our colors. And then, you know, turning something like this is very simple. And the beauty of this is with this hardware, not only does it give it a, you know, you don't have to mess around drilling holes or doing anything weird. You can get this at Stainless Bottle Stoppers, but the beauty of it is it's the same size as the universal mandrel. So it makes it real easy to mount on the lathe. And I actually didn't even use the brass insert. I just, you know, there's really no reason to. So I just drilled and tapped threads into this thing, and it mounted it, you know, for work holding on the lathe easy. And then at the end, you get a really nice looking topper thing, you know, hardware. So anyway, I just wanted to kind of share that. If you didn't see the video, check that out. It posted today. 2 videos in 1 week. What? Crazy. You were watching the ornament video. Cool. I'll have to get over there and check on the comments over there too. Nice, you're gonna do the ornament. So, and one thing I want to mention is you don't even have to turn it. This isn't a turning challenge necessarily, obviously Turner's Warehouse, but if you just want to make it out of, you know, however you want to make it, it does not need to be turned on a lathe or anything like that. Anybody can send in an ornament and it'll go to charity. So let's see here. What else is there? One other thing? Let's see here. I'm going to put a couple of other links. And I think these are in the show notes already too. So here's a link to Turner's Warehouse, the eye candy, if anybody wants to grab one of these 2. I definitely want to use these 2. I'm very curious about that in our projects here today. And then, so there's a link to that if you want to pick up eye candy micas. And then here's one to Wine Country mica. That's going to be the other ones that we're using. So I think we're just going to do pen blanks today. I already got a couple of molds warming in the oven, so we're going to do the 6 pen blank molds. One of the nice things about, we're probably going to be doing quite a few turning blank type things and it's going to be a while before we actually get this thing going. I have to get the website set up and all that stuff, and then test the app and all that kind of stuff. But we're going to be doing the mystery boxes, so I think it's going to be kind of fun because we're going to be able to do blanks on the stream. Half of them or so are going to be made on the stream, so we can all kind of pitch in and come up with some really cool blank ideas for the people that are the mystery box, you know, subscribers. And then I'm going to be I'm going to add a little bit of my own little top secret stuff that I do on my own to kind of make sure that, you know, we have enough blanks basically for those packages and all that stuff. But it also kind of gives me some time to do some fun stuff on my own and add in some kind of neat ones. One of the things that I was thinking about for that is, you know, I'm probably going to do some just random stuff, you know, things that I've wanted to try or, you know, that we've done maybe before and do it again. But one of the things that I'm going to do, it's a monthly subscription box. And so for like holiday blanks, that'll give me time to put some, you know, like Christmas ones or, you know, whatever, for Christmas or Halloween or whatever. So we can it'll be kind of a fun thing. I'm pretty excited about those mystery boxes. So I do apologize. It's going to be a while before those things are open and available to everybody. There's just a lot of things that I need to get done first before we actually launch them. But I want to make sure that everything works on the website before I'm like, yeah, we got mystery boxes, and then the whole thing blows up in my face and payments get all crazy and who knows what's going on. So I want to try and make sure as best I can that we have the thing running right before we like launch it. And I need to get my new, I'm going to be rebranding the business name and all that kind of stuff, mostly just in name, in like the logos and stuff like that. But I'm in the middle of doing that and trying to get things done. So it's all just, you know, it's going to be a little while. That's all I got to say. So anyway, let's switch to the overhead. And all right, so no super chest. So I do have an appointment later today that I need to get to. So I'm going to just start running here. So we got, maybe I can put them on their sides so you can kind of see all the different colors, and then I'll name them out. There's a lot of good colors from wine country. Casey did a really good job picking some different kind of shades. I really like what he picked for most of them. He nailed, you know, the kind of basics, but they're like slightly different than a lot of the ones that you see in all the other, you know, brands. So I'm extremely interested to see what the deal is with this beetle blue. So let's go with that. And that's, I just want to see what that one looks like plain. I kind of want to see, so we also have these, you know, there's like the macro color shift powders. But there's also just these white, blue, hollow kind of things, which are like more like a glitter. So I don't know. I'm thinking that we can kind of mix in some of this stuff. So let's pair, we got a green, let's pair this macro green color shift, and let's just put it in with this, that's Chardonnay green, and just see what we can get with that. And that'll kind of go with this beetle blue. It's kind of a greenish blue, it looks like. I don't know. So we'll put that together. Uh-oh, Ed's in. What color do you want, Ed? What color do you want? So we got this Green Day, and we got all of the different macro color shifts and the holographic things. Kind of like glitters, really. So you just let me know. What color do you want? We got some red, we got some blues there, yellow, gold, purple. Is this just black? Yeah, we got a black. I'm going to actually toss out black because I think we all know what black looks like. Couple of reds, kind of pinkish colors. You let me know. We're going to pair it with the beetle blue. Let me open this so you guys can see what beetle blue, because to be honest, I don't even know what it looks like. I haven't even opened it myself. I'm going to put some gloves on. I'm not a big fan of mica powders on the pink beside the blue. Is it this one or this one? I'm guessing. I'm going to flip that over. That one's called Golden Syrah. You just give me the thumbs up if that's which one you were talking about. So here's the beetle blue. It's kind of greenish. Well, it's blue. It's an interesting, odd kind of color. It's like a dark teal almost, sorta. I don't even know how to explain it. I don't know if it's really picking up the right color on the screen there. My screen, it looks more like kind of a dark green, but it's actually more like a blue. Kind of a darkish, I don't know what color blue. Beetle blue, I had to buy it. So this one, Golden Violet. I'm going to flip that over. So I think it's this one. Golden Violet. Let me just make sure. Yeah, we'll do the Green Day on the next round. Definitely, because I want to see what those two look like. And we've already done emerald green on that's what I did on the That's what's in that holiday ornament thing. So emerald green from Eye Candy. That was one that I wanted to try out. That one's a good one. Definitely. I don't know. I don't know why I was a little bit kind of wigged out about it. I wasn't sure if that was the right green for the Christmas colors. All right, so we got golden violet. And we got, oh, Frank's in here. What color do you want, Frank? Yeah, Eye Candy's pretty good stuff. I don't know. I haven't really run into any that are terrible mica powders yet. They're all kind of very similar, but I am pretty happy overall. I've tried quite a few of the different Eye Candy ones. And the thing with Eye Candy, if you actually go to their website, I mean, I don't know how many colors they got, but it's got to be hundreds, like hundreds. There's a lot of them. You know, the stuff that's on Turner's Warehouse, I think Chad just kind of picked, you know, some good colors, but they got a lot of them. Yeah, Wine Country's got some pretty good ones too. What do we, so where are we at, Frank? Which color do you want? We got a little bit of sky blue here. We got some rosé. So let me just move the ones that we got already going on. And then you can add, if you want to mix, we can add some of these sparkly things. They're all kind of the same, kind of like a glittery macro kind of thing. Yeah, Chad did a really good job picking a lot of good ones from Eye Candy, but man, I'll tell you what, they got even more. And you know, Chad is definitely willing to you know, add whatever if you see anything on their website. So we got a gold, we got royal gold. I don't know that we have a bright orange. We're going with the ones that are on the screen here. These are ones that I've never used before. These are all kind of like reddish, reds and pinks. A pretty good red, you know, for people that are looking for a decent red. Pinot, which I've actually used this one. Pinot red from Wine Country, Wine Candy. That's a pretty good color for a red. So I'm actually going to kind of put that to the side because we've actually already used that one. Royal gold. I'm not sure which one the copper colored is. Maybe this one, Golden Syrah. Is that what you meant? Yeah, it's kind of a reddish copper, a little bit lighter than the Pinot red. That one's a pretty good one. They got a lot of pretty good colors. So we got royal gold. And then Frank, do you want to try and add any of these colors? Any of these glitter type things in there? Same question for Ed. If you do you want to try to add any of these mixtures in there? If you want, I'm going to do it with the green here. I picked the macro green color shift. And we'll try and see if that does anything to the green. That should be pretty fun. So let me get my little book out. Oops. So we went to the air races last weekend. For anybody that doesn't know, which is probably most of you guys, the air races is a thing in Reno where planes and jets literally fly around like it's NASCAR, like around a course. It's really cool. And there's like an air show too. And it was a good one this year. We didn't get to go last year, of course. This year was pretty good. The races were really good. There was a lot of really tight, you know, where there'd be a couple, and we're talking it's like planes, and they're flying like 400 miles an hour in a big circle, a big track out kind of up at the Reno Stead Airport. It's north of Reno. And it's always funny because like there's like tight races. These planes are just flying around like really close to each other. It's one of the coolest things I've ever seen. And I think it's really the actual race thing. There is a Red Bull thing where they do a type of race, but the Reno Air Races, I think it's the only one of its kind, the way that they do it anywhere in the world. So it's pretty cool. Used to do that when I was a kid too, and then when we moved back up here, I was like, we're doing this every year. This is the coolest thing ever. And this year was pretty cool. They do, you know, like I was saying, like an air show in between the races where, you know, there's different types of demonstrations and things. And so for the military planes, this year there was the V-22 Osprey. I've never seen that, you know, like the one that's like a helicopter and a jet kind of thing, the big, huge rotors. Never seen that thing demoed ever, so that was really cool. And then the other one that was like a military plane was the F-35, which I've never seen that before either. It's usually the F-22. And so for anybody that's like, I don't know anything about jets and don't care, they're just super cool jets, military jets and planes. All right, so number one, we're doing, I don't know, pen blanks. Pen blanks one, we're doing pen blanks on both of them. I'm going to be putting that in my, what I call my 6 blank mold. It's a 5-inch by 6-inch square. And this made out of HDPE plastic. I just cut it, I buy sheets of it and cut it and make them my own. We're going to use slow set clear resin, Alumilite. And so it's a 1-to-1 by, oh, that's gooey on the bottom. Super gooey. I want to get my notebook gooey. I'm going to wipe that off a little bit. The part A is a little thinner and it kind of leaks a little bit, so a little gooey in my tray. Anyway, what I was going to show you guys is, so it's Alumilite clear. I like this stuff for doing this kind of color swirl because it's got about a 12-minute working time. And so it makes it really nice, you know, compared to something like an epoxy that has like maybe a 45-minute working time. We want to wait till the end of the working time to pour our colors together so that they don't just bleed into a big mess. If you poured them right away, you know, it would just kind of all settle out and bleed the colors together. So if you wait till kind of, you know, closer to the end when it starts to kind of thicken up, you get color separation in that swirling, marbling, patterning stuff that's going on. All right, so that mold holds 540 grams. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 colors. So let's just, we're just going to split that and divide it by 4. We're looking at like one, go with, hold on a minute. I'm going to go with 137. It's a little higher than 540, but that's fine. 137 times 4. So 137 grams in each cup. I'm just going to mix up the whole amount in 1 cup and then pour it off. That cup's dirty. I got to clean my cups one of these days. Let's just, I'll clean one of these guys out. I'll kind of show you guys on the camera. Intro. So that's the wrong camera. Get the right camera going here. So this one's kind of, you know, I left this stuff to kind of cure. So this is just one of those paint mixing cups. And what you can do, these are reusable. You just kind of crack it around a little bit and then peel it out. It's like super awesome. Now the only thing is sometimes I'm going to switch to this other camera view overhead. You can get some little kind of chunkies on the side, and so if you're going for like a dead clear casting, I would recommend going for just a clean cup, just so you don't have any little chunks of color or stuff that get in there. But if you want, what I do is I'll just take a ruler, you know, like a metal straight edge of some sort, and just kind of scrape around in there just to get any little extra bits off the edge so it doesn't, it's not that big of a deal, especially if you're adding color, but I just tend to, I'd rather use a cleaner cup. Blow it out and we're good to go. All right, so let me move I need a little tray or a box or something. Really nice to have, find one. Have one? Gotta have one somewhere. Hold on. Got a little, oh, perfect. I found one. Thought I had something. Perfect. Got a little box that we can put all of our things in here. We haven't used yet. Okay, so now we know which ones we haven't used. And they're out of my way. So we got this going on here. So the first color is going to be royal gold. I got to check and see what you guys' answers were. Alex, this one's called beetle blue. I don't know if I can get that on camera without spelling. It's an interesting one. I don't know. I saw it on the website on Turner's Warehouse, and I was like, why not? Yeah, it's weird. I really can't explain it. It's kind of a bluish, greenish, grayish. I don't know what. That's why I was really, I wanted to check it out and see. Let's see here. Oh, your husband was one of the engineers. That's sweet. Yeah, it's nuts. And what was cool is, and I know that this kind of may sound weird, but I just actually don't think I've ever seen any of the demos. It was a female pilot. And I mean, she did awesome. It was so cool. F-20, yeah, I like the F-22 also. I'd never seen the 35 do anything. So Ed wants macro violet. Okay, so sorry, I had to kind of scroll back up. That's the tough thing about these. I ask questions and then like 2 minutes later, I'm like, squirrel. Macro violet. Okay, here we go. We're going to go golden violet with macro violet. And then Frank. Oh, it looked like orange on your screen. Yeah. We're getting a new camera soon, guys. We're getting a new camera soon. Let's see here. Yeah, weird names. They have some really weird names. That is for sure. Let's see here. Who has the best metallic colors? I don't know. I mean, it just kind of depends on what exactly you're going for. Yeah, sometime I want to see the Red Bull air races. It's like I said, it's a little bit different. Not worse or better at all. It's just different than what we do up here in Reno. Okay, so sorry, I'm trying to scroll and read all this stuff. Sorry, guys. Yeah, it doesn't seem appealing. I know. It's weird. I think it's going to be one of those kind of weird ones that's going to look good when it's done. All right, so I think it looks like beetle dung. Yeah, kind of. Yeah, there's a lot that are kind of similar, but I don't know. At the same time, there's more that goes into it, I think, than just the color, because there's like the size of the particles, and there's a few different things that can kind of go into it. It's really weird because there's 1,000 different gold colors, and I like a very specific one from Alumilite best. It's weird. I don't know. All right, so I think maybe it looks like beetle kill pine. That is true. Okay, so I'm gonna quit messing around. So for the royal gold, let's see if do we have a maybe with like the red. I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna really come through. We got here blue. I don't know. Let's go with I don't know. Let's just be random. Let's try macro blue color shift. I know it's odd, but let's just see what happens. I'm gonna add it to this green one that I picked first, and just see if anything. If it doesn't even look like it's doing anything, then we may just kind of toss that out and go for something different. So we got royal gold plus macro blue color shift. All right, we got beetle blue. We got Chardonnay green and macro green color shift powder. And then we got golden violet and macro violet color shift. Okay. We got everything there. I'm going to zero my scale out. I'm going to grab some cups. I need 3 cups. So what I'm going to do is we're going to mix all of the resin in this guy first. I'm going to switch to this view so you can kind of see both views. We're going to mix it all in there, and then I'm going to dump off, about 137 grams into each one of these cups. I'm going to move this back out of the way. Again, we're using Alumilite Clear Slow. Let me just get that cord out of the way. I got a new mounting system for the camera that I'm going to try out as well. So I'm pretty excited. So again, it's 1-to-1 by weight with this resin, Alumilite Clear Slow. So we're going to go 275 grams of part A and 275 of part B. $269. We're sneaking up on it here, guys. Ooh, 275. Perfect. And 275 of part B. I'm glad that I filled these jugs before I left yesterday. $75. Part B. B1. Ooh, Peace Lily and Penny Copper. That's a good combo. Kai Spooky Red. Ooh, I'll have to try that. I was just kind of trying to keep up on it. Yeah, you don't need to go super complicated. It's best to just get it done. Oh, I went over a little bit. I need to kind of shore this up because I went over on the part B a little bit. So I'm just going to add about 3 grams to kind of even everything up. It'll be close enough. Okay. So we got our cup. Get to stirring it. Yeah, so I found a mount that will mount my camera directly above me. So we'll have to kind of see how that goes. The only issue is lighting. Anytime you change things, you think you're going to fix one thing and then you got to fix 3 others. But I think it's going to be better, definitely with that updated camera. It's going to be a lot better, much better sensor and all that kind of stuff. So should work a lot better. And I finally decided I'm not going to wait for the computers to come out because I have no clue what they're going to be releasing. So I'm actually going to be picking up a Mac Mini tomorrow, probably. So it'll take a little while to get everything kind of set up on that thing and configured, and I won't have the camera, for a little while. But within about a month, we should hopefully have a new computer set up and new cameras and stuff. And so hopefully the live stream will be even better. That's the whole point. And I'm going to be a lot happier having a Mac computer because I use this computer randomly when I'm in the shop anyway. But I have everything else Apple products, and so there's a lot of advantages to just having another Apple product, for the computer. Just like simple things like you can cut and copy things on one computer and just paste stuff on your phone. Just picks it up automatically, like simple things like that. But it's just going to be a nice benefit, little bonus. All right, so 137 needs to go in this cup. Whoa, I went way over. Got a little excited. Don't worry, we'll fix that. Oh, perfect. 137. And I mean, you know, you can just kind of eyeball it. It doesn't need this. This isn't like, we're not like mixing up, you know, specific dye recipes or anything like that. So you can kind of get, you know, in the ballpark by eye, or you can do it, you know, on the scale. Either way, it's up to you how even, you know, you want these things. There, that looks good to me. Okay, so let's put the beetle blue. Well, yeah, let's just put the beetle blue in here. So what I'm going to do is we got 137. So I think what we're going to do is I want to make sure that we have a good amount of this powder. We're making pen blanks, so you generally want to put a little bit more than you would like for something like a handle size blank or a bottle stopper. So let me just think about where we're at here. 137. I think we could probably get away with somewhere between a half teaspoon and 3/4 teaspoon. So let's just go with the 3/4 teaspoon. That should definitely give us a nice rich color. So I got a 1/4 teaspoon measuring spoon. I guess I don't need this little stick in here anymore. So 3 scoops of beetle blue. Kind of an odd color, I don't know. Kind of looks green to me, I don't know. Definitely got some green in there. That kind of looks green to me. I don't know. Maybe it's just my eyeballs. Oh, it's got blue in it too. It's kind of weird. It's almost like a bluish green. The side of the cup looks blue. The top of the resin looks green. Can you guys see that? See the sides? See the stick? It's like totally blue shaded. But that's definitely green when I'm looking down in there. So maybe this is kind of a color shift type deal. I don't know. I don't even know what's happening at this point. Okay, so let's see here. Let's just kind of arrange these things. So we're going to go with Chardonnay green next. I'm going to put 3 scoops. But we're going to throw a curveball in. We're going to add some of this macro shift. And I'm just going to do this 1 scoop at a time to just kind of see what's going on here. I think I'm actually also going to stir this in first. Stir in the Chardonnay. And then let's add this stuff. So let's do 1 scoop, stir it in, and see what's going on here. Yeah, you can definitely see the sparkles. So let's go with 3/4 teaspoons of this stuff. Yeah, it's got some sparkly green in there. That's interesting. Cool. Okay. So moving on. And again, the sparkly stuff is called macro green color shift. All right, just so everybody knows what's happening here. And that's a Wine Country Micas product. Okay, so we got royal gold. I don't know if this blue is going to work with the gold. I'm going to just do like 1 scoop because this actually looks like a pretty dark. Let's kind of sneak up on this a little bit here. Just see how this kind of goes. That's the whole fun of experimenting, right? Add a little bit, try something else. Definitely like a bold gold. Bold gold. kind of an orangey gold. I mean, that's actually pretty dark. You really can't even see the stick with one scoop. I'm glad that I held back a little bit on that. And then we're going to add the blue macro color shift to this. So let's just add a scoop and mix it in and see what we get. A little bit harder to see, but it does have little blue sparkles in there. I don't know if you guys can see those. Move it around a little bit, they kind of flicker. Put 3 scoops of this stuff in. Load it up. So I've only put one teaspoon, 1/4 teaspoon of the gold in there so far. I got to kind of hurry up, I think. The resin's starting to kind of... Oh, that's kind of cool. That definitely is showing up. Huh, that's fun. Okay. And last but not least, we got golden violet. It's kind of an odd pinkish kind of color. Let's try just doing the 1 scoop thing again. See what that looks like. Ooh, golden violet. And it has an interesting color to it. Look at that. It's almost got like a kind of a peach hue to it with you know, like a purplish pink. Telling you guys, Casey picked some pretty good colors. Interesting ones for sure. Okay, so let's load up some of this violet, I think it's the violet macro shift. Macro violet color shift. That one. 3 scoops in there. Oh, that's a funky color. That really made it a lot more violet. That significantly changed it. It almost looks like bubble gum at this point. Wow. All right, it's getting pretty thick, guys, so I'm going to take the temperature real quick and see where we're at. 105. We're not over yet. We're doing good. So I think I'm going to leave it. We're just going to leave it with that one scoop. I'm going to have to remember that. 105. That's interesting. That really changed how that looks. Ah, that's cool. And then the green definitely has some sparkle to it. That's interesting. All right. I think we're ready to pour. This is going to be one unique color combination, guys. Let me get these things out of the way a little bit so we can get this thing center stage. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is we're just going to go a little bit of this. Look at that. That's a pretty nice looking color, but man, that macro shift really does pop. Ha! Kind of what I was hoping. I'm telling you though, this blue macro shift with gold. Wow. I'm digging that a lot. You got the gold, but there's definitely blue sparkles in there. I don't know if you guys can really see that or not. But it's a good color combination, I think. And then we got this beetle blue. I don't know what's going on with it. It's a really interesting, man, it really depends on how you're looking at it because it looks like dark blue on the side of the cup. You guys see that? That's crazy. Eye candy. You got crazy colors. Here we go. We're doing it. And there's all kinds of different methods of pouring and doing all that stuff. I generally just kind of do it like this. Pour a few different layers and but for anybody that's kind of new to this stuff, you see how it's kind of thicker? had I just poured this stuff right away, right after I mixed it up, it would just all bleed. Where you can kind of like lay it down and it really kind of stays separated, you know, each color. Okay, let's finish it up. It's getting thick. But the key is you got to kind of time things right. And so you saw that I was taking the temperature of this stuff. And for me, I usually pour Alumilite clear slow, and it's going to depend on your situation, the temperature in your shop, the resin you're using, definitely. They're all different. I usually find it's about, I'll have to look at, I don't know what temperature it is in here. It's not very warm compared to like the summer was. But I usually find somewhere between 95 and, depending if it's, you know, if it's pretty warm in the shop, I may have to, you know, wait a lot longer because it thins the resin out. So somewhere between like 95 and sometimes even up to like 130 with Alumilite clear. That's on like, you know, if it's like 90 degrees in the shop. That was a thick one. Woo. So I end up usually pouring things at a lower temperature when the temperature in my shop is lower, because it already starts out a little bit, you know, more like thicker. It starts a little bit thicker, you know, in the jug. And I like to give it a little bit of a swirl. All right, look at all those crazy colors and glitters. Oh my goodness. It's going to be a good one, guys. Wow. I'm digging it. You can see. So I'm putting it in the pressure pot, and the pressure removes the air bubbles. That way you don't have any air bubbles in your castings. Pressure works immediately. People always ask, you know, oh, can I just, you know, should I use vacuum or pressure? If you're casting resin like this, I recommend pressure because it acts instantly. The minute that this gets up to pressure, the bubbles collapse. Whereas vacuum is going to expand bubbles. So it basically does the exact opposite of a pressure pot. It's going to expand air bubbles. And the problem is it becomes kind of a bubbly mess. And a lot of times, especially if you're going to wait till the end of the working time, you cannot use vacuum. There's just absolutely no way to do it. It's going to cure on you because it can take, you know, 20 minutes sometimes for it to actually pull the air bubbles out. So there we have it. Let me clean up my thing here. Jamie Page is here. What's up, buddy? We're just playing with mica powders. I'm going to switch to this view real quick during the intermission. I'm going to wipe off the stick here. I like to wipe the sticks off in between. That way I can reuse it right away. Okay, so we're going to hang that. So we got a bucket of colors. Jamie gets to pick a color, whatever you want. We've been messing with there's a couple of eye candy colors that I wanted to try. So next time we're going to be doing the Green Day. That one's going to be, I'm just tossing that one in there because I really want to see what that one looks like too. And then we got a bunch of mica or Wine Country micas from Casey that I haven't tried yet. And so I thought it'd be kind of fun to throw them together. But we also have these macro shift color things that are like glitters that we've been kind of trying out. And I was very pleased with the mixture of, because I hadn't done that yet, I don't think. I don't remember doing it anyway. Mixing mica with that macro shift stuff, which is kind of like a glitter basically. I just wanted to kind of try that out, and I was pretty happy with the results. I think we'll have to kind of see how they look in the end, you know, but just looking in the cup, that gold with blue specks in it was really interesting. You know, a lot of times all the other colors we went with like a Chardonnay green with like green macro shift, and that's what you would expect. But doing totally different colors, kind of an interesting way to go. Oh, let's see here. Yeah, it's a really good, nice gold. So that's the royal gold. I would say it's very similar to, I don't think it's exactly the same. Let's look at it. Let's compare. It reminds me of, I can't think of the name of it now, of course. Antique gold from, where the heck is it? From Caster's Choice. It kind of, oh, there it is. Very similar. I liked that one too. Yeah, I think that might be exactly the same. I don't know. It's a little bit, yeah, very similar, guys. Very similar to the antique gold from Caster's Choice. Might be a slight different shade, but I always loved that one too. It was a really good looking color. Okay, so let's put away the ones that we've done. So on that last one, again, we did golden violet. That was wicked and crazy how the macro shift changed the way this thing looked. That I don't even know what to say about that. We did Chardonnay green. We did the royal gold. And then we did the beetle blue, which I don't even know what's going on with this color. I mean, it literally changed. It's like color changing, which is sweet. Give me some color change any day. All right, so we're going to put these guys back. And we're going to go with Green Day from Eye Candy. And I don't think this one's going to change colors on us. I think it is what it is. Although, I don't know. Kind of an interesting color. Oh, put the right camera on. How about that? Do that. There we go. Nice looking green. Our colors are probably kind of wacky on the screen here, but it's kind of a nice dark green. Basically, that's the best way I can explain it. And we got this bucket. So we got some choices. So Jamie, you're up to bat, but we're going to be picking from these colors in the bucket. All right, so we got a few more of these like kind of glittery things that we can add if you want to mix a color. We don't have to mix a color though. And then we got a couple of different reds: Pinot Red, Rosé, and Golden Syrah. This one's a little bit more on the pinkish side. The other two are. This one's a little bit more like a maroon, possibly, kind of a little darker. That one's kind of in the middle. Kind of a little bit more orangey, pinky red. Then we got yellow, blue, dark, kind of a darker blue. That one's ocean blue. We got sky blue, which is kind of a turquoise-ish. And we got violet, purple. So those are our colors to choose from. Let me scroll down. What are you up to, Jamie? What's going on in your neck of the woods? Purple for Connie. Nice. Okay. Do you want to add any of these little sparkly bits? Let me know. Let me know. Nice. More people are showing up. Carrie's here? I don't know if Carrie was here before. Carrie might have been here before. David's here. Webfoot. Jigsy. How's it going? Blue light turners. I love pulling the dried resin out of the cup. It's so fun. Oh. All right, so I just scrolled up. I forgot to look. So is it Leah or Lee? Leah? Add some sparkles, I'm telling you. So I'm thinking let's just try this white holographic one. It's got like all the colors. Let's do that with violet. because I think red's going to kind of look just the same. Blue might be kind of cool. It's white, blue, hollow. Kind of green to me. Let's just do white. All right, so we got Green Day. We got violet with white holographic stuff. And let's see here. Green, purple. What else we got going on here? Dave's Creations. How's it going? Lee. Okay. That's what I thought. It was interesting you were talking about the F-35. My wife's grandpa, he worked on the SR-71. He worked for Skunk Works, actually. It was kind of cool. Hearing some information. I didn't really know him. He passed away before I really got to know him. But her brother kind of talked to the grandpa, and so we got some pretty interesting information about that. So I'm scraping the cup out just to get the little chunkies off the side. Like I said, it's not that big of a deal in this case because we're going to be adding a bunch of color, but I just like to kind of clean up the cups. From Ireland, awesome. Ooh, black with the sparkly. That actually is a good idea. Can't argue with that. Let's do it. Where did I put that? All right, so we're going to do a little bit of black pearl. Let's do the macro red color shift with it and see what happens. That's a good idea. And I'm going to pick the last color. I really like this one. They call it sky blue. Is this a blue? Yeah, that might work. Let's see. We got green, purple, black. Yeah, we're going to want either yellow. What do you guys think? Either yellow or blue? One of the two. That's pretty sweet. Rocket scientist. I like to think I'm a rocket scientist. I'm not really. It is pretty nuts when you kind of learn more about all the engines and all the cool stuff that they do. These jets and things. It was pretty fun when we lived in Vegas because you got Nellis Air Force Base out there, and man, it was really cool. Plus they have they call it red flag training thing up in the test site. So you had all kinds of jets flying all over the place. It was really cool. Let's see, we got a few blues. We got lots of blues going on. One yellow. All right, I think we're going with blue, guys. I think blue has it. So this is the sky blue. Wanted to add a little bit of a little bit lighter. And I think what I'm going to do, let's just go for it here. We're going to add this white blue hollow since that was still in there. Why not? Let's give it a shot. And we'll just do the Green Day straight up. See what that looks like. I got goo on the bottom of my Green Day. Okay. I'm going to need some more these little napkins. Now, another thing that you can do, so, you know, we're mixing these little glitters together in here. Another thing you can do is add dyes to your micas. So don't be afraid, you know, to experiment. You can toss liquid dyes in with it too. Especially if you need to tweak the color. That's a pretty good way to kind of alter things a little bit. Why don't we do that? I'll just kind of, while we're mixing things up and getting things going, I'll kind of play with something. I want to see what the Green Day looks like straight up, so that one I'm not going to mess with. Why don't we mess with this blue? All right, so let's kind of, I'll think of something to do to it. But you can kind of, you know, experiment around, especially if you need to alter the color. Dyes, liquid dyes, especially these Alumilite ones, Doesn't take a lot to slightly alter the color if you're trying to match things. All right, so work area. So we need to write down our thing. So number two, we're doing pen blanks again. And again, we're going in the six blank mold, slow set, clear, Alumilite. Same thing, 550, we got 4 colors again. That makes it easy, 137 in each cup. So for number one, we're gonna do black, pearl, wine country mica with, we're gonna put in the macro red color shift. We're going to do violet with white holographic. We're going to do sky blue with white blue holo. And last one is going to be Green Day from Eye Candy. All right, so real quick, I need to go back up to that first one. We did 3/4 teaspoon of Beetle Blue. I only did 1/4 teaspoon of the Royal Gold. And 3/4 teaspoon of the Macro Blue color shift. I think we did 3/4 of the Chardonnay and the green color shift, and then we did 1/4 of the golden violet, 3/4 teaspoon of the macro shift stuff. So same thing. I think we're going to go with, I'm going to see what 1/2 teaspoon of the Green Day looks like real quick. I'm going to do 1/4 teaspoon to start with sky blue, and then we're going to, I don't know, try 1/2 teaspoon of the holo. Violet, let's try 1/2 with 1/2. And then with the black pearl, I'm going to try 1/4 teaspoon. And then we're going to go with like 3/4 teaspoon of the macro red and just kind of see what that does. All right, so I'm going to zero my scale out. Let's put our part A in. Let's get to this other view. I don't forget later. Okay. 260. What happened to Fallon? Bit the big one? Yeah, the Thunderbirds, definitely. One thing that was cool, and I don't know if they're still doing it, I guess, or whatever, but we haven't lived there for quite a while, but for Veterans Day, they'd have an air show up there at, it was actually at the racetrack, but it was totally free for everybody. The casinos, like, floated the bill. And it was awesome. Thunderbirds were there every year and a bunch of other cool stuff. Were you stationed there, Dominic? They used to do an air show too. Actually, when I was a kid, they had an air show there every year. And one year, I can't remember what jet it was. It was like I want to say it was like an F-15 or I don't know. One of the jets that was doing a demonstration broke the sound barrier in front of us. It was the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life. Pretty sure that pilot got in way trouble, but it was pretty sweet. I'm talking like right in front of us. Oh. Yeah, well, Fallon in general is not exactly the most awesome place, but they did a pretty cool air show when we went. That's pretty close to where I am. Okay, so let's get a stick, stir it up. I use car paint. Nope, haven't done any of that kind of stuff. Well, I don't know, polishing creams. I mean, the thing is, like, it's all the same stuff, kind of. There's polishing pastes and things like like that. So yes and no. For the most part, I just use polishing papers like sandpapers, and then buff using buffing wheels. But I do have that magic juice stuff. I mean, it's the same thing as like a polishing. It's polishing compound of some sort. Whether you use it on a car or whatever, it doesn't. It's all kind of the same stuff, and that stuff works pretty good. I was very happy with it. For pens, that's probably going to be what I use from now on, because the nice thing about it was you don't have to take it off the lathe and go to buffing wheels. There may be certain cases where I wouldn't want to use that polishing stuff, where buffing wheels kind of work a little better, or even just polishing all the way up with papers only. One of the problems is if you have little crevices that you didn't put like a top coat finish on something, and there's little pits in the thing. If you use polishing compounds, it gets stuck in there in those little pits and stuff, and that ain't cool. So that's one reason not to use that sometimes. You're kind of a little bit better off using like the waxy paste things or buffing. I think you're still going to get stuff stuck in there, but the polishing pastes are kind of gross. They're like white a lot of times, stand out. So that would be a case where I wouldn't really want to do that, but stuff works pretty good. Oh, nice. Ocean City. That's pretty cool. One of the things that I was telling my wife, so we go to the Reno air races, I've been to the Vegas thing, but I've only been to air shows like in Nevada. And so sometime I want to go to different places. It's going to be the same thing, but it's kind of interesting to see a different venue, I think kind of first on the list is, I want to say, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure the Blue Angels aren't they like stationed in San Francisco? Isn't that like where their home base thing is? Either way, I do know that they usually do stuff in San Francisco, and that's like right over the mountains from us, so that'd be an easy place to go, and see a different show with one of the teams. Oh, a little bit over. That's okay. Actually, the Thunderbirds did a slightly different thing this year. I'd never seen it before. We've seen them, a number of times, and it seemed like it was like totally different this year. So that was kind of cool. We either forgot or I don't know. Definitely didn't seem like the typical routine though. All right, so we got Green Day. I'll get the cup underneath here. So here's the Green Day. I don't know, it's pretty cool looking. It's got some similarities to that Beetle Blue though. I don't know. We're going 3/4 teaspoon of this. I want to load it up in here. All right. And cover that up. Let's go, let's do the sky blue last. I'm going to kind of play around with dyes with that just to kind of show you guys some ideas that you can do. So let's do violet here. We're going to do 1/2 teaspoon. Is that right? Violet, 1/2. And this is a 1/4 teaspoon measuring spoon. 2 scoops of the mica powder. And then we're going to do 2 scoops of this white, whatever this is, white holographic. And it's basically just like a glitter type thing. With some little holographic specks in it. Okay, so we got that. Gonna stick that right there. Sky blue's last. Let's do this black. I was gonna do a 1/4 teaspoon of the actual black pearl. Definitely would say that's a little bit more on the grayish side. There's blacker black pearls, but it's a neat color. Different from what I've used, but not like jet black. Which I think in this case, because we're going to be playing around with this holographic stuff, I think that actually might be kind of cool. So, and then we're adding red, macro red color shift. And I wanted to do 3 teaspoons, or 3/4 teaspoon of it. I should have stirred in that black. See what it looked like first. That's okay. So it's kind of like a gray, it definitely reddened it up. And this is, you know, it's a, what is this? Is this a macro? Yeah, so it's like an interference. The macro red color shift, it's kind of like an interference powder. So depending on how you're looking at it, it's going to kind of change things. Now that's kind of a light, it's definitely not like dark black. So actually, here's a case. I'm going to grab some black dye. This is just Alumilite black dye. And I'm going to give it a squeeze. Not too much, but we'll just kind of add a little bit of black dye. And, you know, so if you got a black mica that you're like, well, it's not like super dark. You add a little bit, and that definitely darkened it up. Look at that. We still have our little macro shifts going on, so we can add a little bit more. But the thing is, you may say, well, why didn't you just add the black dye, you know, to the cup and that's it? And you could do that. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. You're going to get that, but you're not going to get any pearlescence. So mixing the black dye with black pearl is going to give you a little bit of pearliness. So that's pretty cool looking. Okay, so we got that out of the way. These guys, black. Okay, so now let's stir this one in, see what we're working with. Probably going to need to do a little bit more action and less talking here pretty soon. That's cool. So I like that little white, it's just the white hollow. So it gives you some nice little specks of holographic glitter. That's a pretty color. Okay, so blue. And let's check out this Green Day and see what's going on. Oh, that's nice. A pretty good color. I like that. Definitely no color shifting going on. It's like a nice kind of, I don't know, foresty green sort of thing. Definitely there's some darker colors, but that's a nice looking one. Okay, so the sky blue here, we're going a 1/4 teaspoon and then 1/2 teaspoon of the holographic. So let's just look at this blue real quick. And so let's just say you wanted this to be darker. You're like, you know, I don't know. I'm not super thrilled with that. So you can go let's just grab Alumilite. This is Alumilite blue dye. I buy the giant bottles and just drop it down into these 1 ounce. Now you add like, you know, a couple drops of this darker blue dye. And look at that. Before your eyes, you got like a nice kind of royal blue kind of looking thing. All right, so it doesn't take much. And a lot of times if you're trying to sneak up on a shade or a tone, you're gonna like want to take a toothpick and just add a tiny, tiny bit. And let's say you're like, oh, that's too dark. So let's take another teaspoon or a quarter teaspoon of our powder. Let's try and lighten that up a little bit. Ooh, that's a little bit more like a sky blue. So it's pretty simple, you know, you can just kind of play around with these things, and eventually you're going to run into a wall with dyes. You can only add so much dye to your resin. So, you know, just keep that in mind. You have a lot more room to move with powders. I don't know that there's really an upper limit. So let's add, ooh, that kind of turned, which one is this? Green? White Blue Hollow is what this is called. Look at that. Kind of looks green to me. Let's add a little bit more. Yeah, sparkly. So we got all kinds of things going on with these guys. Oh, you guys are still talking jets. F-18, nice. Okay, this stuff is getting pretty thick, so I think it's time to get our mold out. Start pouring. Here we go. I'll just check the temperature for you guys just to see, so you know. Probably 110, 114. Let's do this. I'm going to pour a little bit, excuse me, more at a time here, because we're starting a little higher. Ooh, look at that. Great color choices. You guys always pick good ones. I really like that combination of black, blue, and purple. I have to do a little bit more of that. Okay, so we got our black done. I need a drink. Ooh. I'm going to keep that one. Getting thick. And purple. And then I'm going to give it a little bit of a swirl. Oh. And into the pressure pot you go. Give you guys a kind of, look at that. That's pretty cosmic looking, I think, sort of. Pretty sweet. In fact, I actually like that green in there too. I was saying that I like the three colors, but if I'm being completely honest, the green adds a lot to it. Purple, black, blue, and green. Good combo. I don't know what that, it reminds me of something. It's kind of peacockish, sort of. I don't know. Something's going on in there, and I like it. Okay, we got our, that thing. Let me put on some gloves real quick. Turn that off. I'm going to clean off my stick here. Switch to the intro view. Clean up the stick real quick, and then we'll be ready to rock. So don't forget, guys, work on those ornaments. That is coming up. The due date again is October 15th. So you gotta, and that means it needs to be at Turner's Warehouse by then, in their hands by the 15th. So you'll have to send it, depending on where you're at, a few days earlier than that. But pretty fun project. I'm excited about these blanks. I think they're gonna turn out pretty sweet. And so again, this is kind of going on. I'm gonna be saving a lot of the blanks that we make on the stream are going to go into those mystery boxes, which again, that's going to take a while to actually get that up and running, to get those things like started. Probably, and to give you just an idea, unfortunately, it's probably not going to happen until mid-November is probably when that's going to start up. One of the problems is I actually have a vacation that I didn't know I was going to be having. I wouldn't have planned it this way. Had I planned the vacation like sooner, you know, more recently. But we're going to be going on vacation the end of October, which kind of screws up the rebranding launch. I was going to do that in like the middle of October. But it didn't really make a whole lot of sense to me because I'm going to be probably doing like a discount with the new website and different stuff and just kind of make it a big deal, right? Well, make a gigantic big deal out of this thing and then like go on vacation like the next week. I was like, this is not going to work. So we're going to do it when I come back. So there's a little bit of waiting period going on with the rebranding and the mystery boxes and all these things, but I think it'll be worth it. I think everything's going to be good. So, oh yeah, the dots on there looked really cool, huh? I know that's one of the problems. Like a lot of people get super excited about the tops of your pores. And unfortunately, the reality in there, when you cut it up, you know, the top doesn't tell you anything about what's going on the inside, which a lot of times it can look really dull and terrible and you're like, oh, I think I blew it. But once you cut it up, that's where all the stuff is happening. But I think that, you know, those are going to be nice and well mixed up and everything. But the top is not a good indication of what your blanks are going to look like necessarily. So anyway. So don't forget, guys, I just put up my ornament challenge video today, which is kind of odd because I usually post on Sundays. But I wanted to get that thing up just to kind of get it out there and remind people to make their ornaments and get those things over to Turner's Warehouse. So it was a 2-video week for you guys. That was pretty fun. And it was fun to make that thing. I'm really happy with it. So for anybody that didn't see how that turned out yet, go over and check it out. There's a link. I don't have a link yet. I'll post a link in a sec. Let me just. There it is. Terrible lighting. Sorry about that, but we're working on the camera setups and all that stuff too. But I'm very happy with how this thing turned out. The video is pretty decent. And for anybody that hates music, there's no music in it. I've started going away from that as much as possible, so you get to listen to the dust collector instead. So, actually, it's not that bad. Actually, the weird thing is I don't do anything with the microphone. You guys might notice that there's like when a new scene happens and like you hear this dust collector noise and then it just kind of trickles away. And I don't know if it's like the phone or my editing program, but it somehow does that on its own. I'm not even doing that, so it's kind of weird. Anyway. So we got videos, we got ornament challenges, and then I'll be posting pics of these things. I'll probably do a short. I'm trying to get in the habit of remembering to do that when I pull these bricks out. Do a YouTube short video just to kind of see the outsides, and then this weekend I'll get them cut up. But like I said, again, I'm going to be kind of saving a lot of these blanks, and instead of doing like the short runs, I might do some short runs on the website, but kind of migrating towards doing them where, you know, mystery box, so we can all kind of participate in, you know, getting those folks blanks. You know, half of them are going to be the stuff that we make on the stream. So it should be kind of cool. And then the other rest of the box is going to be stuff that I do on my own. So I'm going to be trying to work on coming up with some really fun things that we can do for making some cool blanks. But I mean, I personally enjoy just messing around with, you know, dyes or mica powders even. We don't even have to do crazy stuff, but we are going to be filtering in lots of Dunkin' junk stuff. I got some cool ideas that we got planned for that too. So lots of fun stuff happening, I think, around here. So be looking for all that stuff. Ooh, you got the 545. Yeah, that stuff should help you out a lot. The 545 has pretty much fixed every leak that I've had. Hey, Eric's here. What's up, man? That stuff, when I finally found that, because there was one pot that I got at a trade show, and that thing was just horrible for like all the stuff I had to replace and fix. And the Loctite 545, that's when I first started using that. I mean, I tried, you know, tape doesn't work on air joints. It's more of a wet, you know, liquid joint. There are gas one, you know, specific Teflon tapes made for gas that I've never tried, but there's other ones that are like thread sealers But none of them worked until I got the 545. That stuff just knocks out any plumbing joint leak. So I good luck with that. I hope it seals it right up for you. All right, guys. So I think that's gonna do it for today. So we'll be doing something next week. Oh, I was gonna put the link to that video. Let's see here. Just in case you want to head out after the stream here. There's a link to the ornament video that I just posted today. Let me know what you think about that. And like I said, you know, get an ornament made. You know, you don't have to do anything expensive or extravagant, but you know, you send it to them and they're going to auction them off, and all the proceeds from every auction are going to St. Jude. So, you know, if you can do that, you know, why not? If you got some extra time, maybe a blank laying around, turn something up, and you don't even have to turn it. I want to make sure that everybody knows that. And one other link that I'm going to put up here real quick, and this is in the show notes also, but here's a link to all the information on the contest thing. So you know all the categories. There is a little form that you need to print out, fill out, and then send with your ornament as well. Due date October 15th. The thing needs to be in their hands October 15th. All right, guys. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the stream. Big thank you to all of the super chatters. You guys all rock. And then hopefully soon, again, we're going to have a new computer and camera coming in, a couple different cameras and some different setups that I'm going to work on. So it should be, hopefully we'll get some better lighting and all that kind of good stuff going on here. So it should be even better soon. Probably, I'd say within a month, we should be getting that thing rocking. So anyway, guys, I hope you have a wonderful evening. Next week, Wednesday, 3 p.m. Pacific time. It should be at 3 p.m. next Wednesday. We'll come up with something else to dunk in resin and have a little bit of fun with it. And I hope you guys have, like I said, a great rest of the evening and a great weekend as well. And I'll see you guys on the next stream.